1:30 in the morning. I've got the radio on. It has been pouring and the wind is unbelievable. And we're getting tornado alerts.
The National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning hazard tornado. This is a radar-indicated threat. In fact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter.
I recently just found out from neighbors there was a mini-type tornado that came through. All right, we're going to go and see the damage. I haven't seen it. Gary said it was bad. Oh, lettuce. Little hummingbird thing broke. I'm not even sure where that's from. Yes. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, this is just stuff I can pick up. That's just a pot that's over, but this. All right, we're going to have to go through all the hummingbird feeders. Okay, I'm going to have to start picking this up. Stan went over. Okay, oh, plants are over the side there. This corner's okay as far as I can see. You know, it could be worse. It could have been worse. I don't even know where this came from, but... All right, we'll pick things up. Repot some plants up. That pot, oh, I like that green pot down there, is smashed to pieces. I don't see any trees down. Gary's looking to see. It sounded like a tornado. And here's the thing. Between 1:30, well, it wasn't between 1:30 and 2:30, we had a tornado warning. I have never had a tornado warning. To be prepared to go into a small room, someplace safe. But they said there was a tornado warning in our area, in our community, between 1:30 and 2:30. And it sounded at times like a tornado was going through because you could hear things flying. But, you know, it could have been worse. This is just, like I said, a plant fell over. Oh no. The entire planter. That was hammered on. Okay, I didn't see that. And we've got another storm that I just heard is going to be worse coming in. All right, well, it landed upright. It was almost as if it was just carried straight down. Look at that, and just smashed. Well. All right, I'm going to see what Gary found. The main thing is those two trees are standing. Holy mackerel. And that's very interesting. My black dish pans that I absolutely love, they all stayed intact and they stayed there. But the green one probably snapped off. There's a lot of other stuff I see down there. I don't even know what it is. Hold on. That's part of a design that was there, as kind of a garden decor. I don't know if I guess I can't replace it. It's smashed, but I could put something else there. Maybe I'll change that corner. All right, well, like I said, it was bad last night. There was no going out, and I was going to go take a look and see what we could do, but I knew it was too dangerous to go out. You could hear things flying. But the main thing is the trees made it. Looks like Gary's garden is still standing, and I'll go check mine pretty soon. That's what he's out doing. Did a tornado actually come through our area? I'm going to say no. Heavy winds, yes. They said it was 60-mile-per-hour winds. I don't think we got hit with a tornado. We've actually had one go through, and things look different. They twist. You'll find things twisted around because we had a tornado come through once, and it went all the way through this way, came through the deck, twisted up things here. We lost a lot of stuff. This was years ago. Just twisted, went through those trees, took branches off, and through my neighbors. It was like a small tornado went through. No, just a lot of cleaning needs to be done. But on that, yeah, I'm going to have to see what can stay and what has to go. Oh, well, all right. I better get that done so I can get to the so I can get to the hummingbirds. Hold on. That's smashed. That's gone, right? Can that be brought up later so I can get the plants out? That's a shame.
The soil and everything's intact.
Yeah, just leave it right now. Just leave it. What about the yard? Is there anything bad in the yard?
The yard looks pretty good so far, so.
I don't think this was a tornado, but they did say, I was up, we were having 60-mile-per-hour winds. All right. Well, I'll clean this up soon. I'm going to go have something warm to drink. Oh, I see the robins in the sky. That's robins doing their thing. All right. Look at it. The chickens follow him around. He may give them something. Like they need something. They're so funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a few more around here. Could be anywhere. 6. Look at that. Well, it looks pretty on this side, but I got to get my plants. He said all my plants are intact. In there, I've got a few different type of flowers I've had for years. And then I've got a hummingbird's lunch in there. A couple other little things. That's something. I think I'm going to go with the dish pan. I have so much more control over dish pans, and they don't break. They probably flexed in the wind, but they don't break. Oh, they're eating worms. I saw them eat a worm. They belong to me. Oh, well, yep, he's pulling worms out. See, worms after a rain, because they need oxygen as well, they come up and they come to the surface, and that's what these chickens are doing. They're going to dig for the worms that they can find. All right, I'm going to go get a coffee and then start doing some cleaning. Hey, wait for me. We're going to go check outside. Gary's already been out here. See what's going on. I don't see any trees down. See how everything looks. Wow. It sure does look pretty after a rain. And with a wind and rain, it really blows everything. I hear birds. Oh, there's something up there screaming his head off. Okay, so let's go over here. Let me see if I can see. Oh my goodness, look at this. I want you to see this. He's actually very happy about this. Do you see this? The Orioles will be here soon and they'll nest up there. You see that? Not one leaf left. All the brown ones are gone. There was a few left from the last wind. A couple more had dropped down, drooped. And he said when he got in here this morning, I don't even know where he put them all. He collected them. They were all over. Let's look in the bird garden. She's anxious to go check. Make sure everything is okay. Wow. The bird feeders made it. This plant made it. I'm not going to walk the whole place right now. He walked in. He said it was pretty good. The bird feeders just swung. So let me tell you what actually happened. They said there was a tornado alert at 1:30. I was up. You couldn't sleep. The wind was so hard. It was just wind. Everything looks good. And at 1:30, they announced there'd be tornadoes, possibly small ones, going through, but it could be dangerous, between 1:30 and 2:30. They had the alert. So I was up, and things were flying. You could hear it, but 1:30, something came through here. I'm going to say it was a mini small tornado, and we've had tornadoes through here before. It could have come through and we could have caught the edge, because I went through all the cameras. I'll show you a few of the cameras. I'm not going to show them all because we've got them all over the place, but you distinctly see between 1:30, let's say 1:29 and a half and 1:30 and a half. Within that minute, This was not just wind, it was sucking. So it was in a spinning motion. Even the hummingbird feeders were spinning. And if you looked on the deck, and you'll see that the pots that came off, what actually had happened with them was they got sucked off the deck. They didn't get blown onto the deck. They would have gone forward. They got sucked off because something came through and it was just an edge. Okay, this came down. I'm probably going to end up taking that. It's in a pot. It's a big tree collard. It's too heavy for that pot. So I'll change that up. I don't know if she's going to let me go out. I cannot take her out because of the coyotes. Let me see if she'll listen to me. Sometimes she does. I don't even see her. Maybe I'll do this real quick. Hold on. Make sure she's here. Zoe? Okay, she's here. Okay, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. So in a sucking motion, you can see things were being circled. It wasn't just a wind blowing. And so it was a small one, or we just caught the edge. And that's all we got, is just a very bit. So it could have been going through the canyon here and just pulling things. So we were really lucky. Look, Gary would have been glad if everything was blown away. But it's all here waiting for us to go through. So all in all, everything looks good. We're really pleased. And here's the thing, they just announced we have a bigger storm coming in. It must be because we're hot and cold. And when you've got cold air and warm air clashing together, that's what causes a lot of problems. So all in all, we're pleased here. I haven't heard anything from my neighbors. They usually call and let me know if something's really bad. Note how spiders love building a cobweb around the camera. It must be warm and safe. And insects are probably attracted to it as well. I want to insert this in. One of my neighbors did call. They actually lived blocks away and they had it worse. They said poles were lifted out. There was all kinds of stuff lifted up into the air and then it dropped down. So it was some sort of mini tornado. We must have got the outer edge. We're further down the hill. They got more of the actual center. So we're okay and they're okay too. Just a big mess, they let me know. Gary's got a beehive up there. He said the other day he saw them split off when it was warm. They're right on the edge. I'll zoom in. So some sort of bees went in there and they're doing their thing, but it's so small in there that they couldn't all stay in there and they left. So everything looks good. My poor cactus looks good. Remember, I brought that thing home. It was a leaf and I found it on the side of the street. It must have broke off from somebody's yard and tumbled down a hill. And there were no thorns on it. And then the next time I saw a piece, I jumped out of the car, grabbed it, and my hand was full of needles. So I knew, okay, I don't want any more, just that one. But everything looks good. And I haven't started my garden to worry about anything because really, I'll be starting it soon. And then I can worry. Right now, if something got blown away, it got blown away. All right, so I've dropped in some footage. Like I said, it wasn't that bad. Look at the monarchs. They're back. They said, we've got sun. They're everywhere. Oh my goodness. That's why I just want to cover a lot of the yard with milkweed and just enjoy it. I'm not going to net them in. I have done that before and then let them go. I had my granddaughter over here once lifting it and letting them go, but I'm going to let them do it naturally. I think there's more monarchs over here. Boy, what did I show you yesterday? That we had a river, we now have an official lake. Let's see if we can get over it. I don't want to sink in it. Nah, I can get over it. There's the butter monarchs. It's so funny, you don't see them. And then all of a sudden the weather changes and they all come out. That's what I was saying. You'll suddenly see caterpillars. Now, I don't see any. That doesn't mean a thing. They can be right in front of you and they'll be so camouflaged in you don't see them. But this is why I keep a lot of the plants because they use certain plants just to hide in. But no, I don't see them right now. So that's that. We now have a lake. Our river turned into a lake. Again, we're supposed to get a storm. They said it's going to be worse tonight, so we'll see. We have sunlight for a little while. And quite pleased. All in all, everything looks good. Raven is up on their deck. All right, so I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I mean, we have nothing to complain about. You guys on the East Coast, Midwest, you had that terrible, terrible freeze. So we're all getting different weather. This isn't going to bother us, but in the burn areas, they are flooding and they had to evacuate. There were even areas in Los Angeles where it flooded streets in the middle of LA and went into the stores and put them underwater. So all in all, you know, this is good. And the plants need the rain. Oh my goodness, the citrus trees are going to take off. The bottle brush here is going to take off even bigger. All this rain, oh my goodness, it's just going to create more soil, which is not soil, it is compost. But what it is doing is it is creating for all these plants that we do not take care of their own soil. The leaves fall, they're on the ground, even down there. Then what happens after the rain? It just gets all wet. It starts to mold. The earthworms come up because they don't want to be underneath the soil where it's just, you know, no oxygen, just water right now. They start working those leaves. The microbes come in because it's sunny now. So the microbes come in and start munching on all those leaves. And then what happens? It decays in the ground under all the plants. And that's how these plants get free soil and free fertilizer made from the beautiful leaves that fell off these trees that collected all the minerals and nutrients. And then when the leaf was done and they grew new leaves, they drop it to the ground and it starts the cycle of life. And it just builds and builds soil, compost for the plants. And that includes all those which are weeds that will have to come out at some point, because the fire department will come out and tell everybody that they've got to get it down. I know some of my neighbors leave the mustard and the wildflowers as long as they can, because that's what's going to bring in the birds, and they're going to be collecting the pollen and nectar, the insects that go to it. And then they start singing, as you can probably hear them. And they start building their nests, and they need it. So we do as much as we can, and then that's it. But that's a lot of work. Especially a lot of my close neighbors, thank goodness. I don't know if you can see this, he's watching me. A little hummingbird there. My close neighbors prefer to have all the weeds hand pulled. A lot of neighbors over the hill, they spray it with weed killer, and that is simply not good. But, you know, everybody's got to do what they got to do, but we do not. We don't use any spray here, nothing like that, and everything works. So with that, have a wonderful day. Let's see what happens tonight. And everybody stay safe, stay warm, unless you're in Australia, try to stay cool. Have a great day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye, everybody. Okay, I think we fared pretty good. Let's see what happens tonight. Look, my sign, I don't even know where the sign came from. Oh, that's a little twisted. Yeah, it goes that way. It was up here somewhere. We'll figure it out. Let's see what the sun. Oh, there. No big deal.